Cersei Lannister, Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Jaime Lannister, Tyrion Lannister, Arya Stark. They all had interesting endings in the TV show, but where do they actually end up in the books? Where do we leave off with them, while we wait for the next one? Let me attempt to go over where every character has left off in this book series. I'm gonna miss some, but let's do this thing. I'm using the house posters to help remind me of characters, hopefully. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers, so just be prepared for that. Okay, let's start with the Baratheons. So Baratheons, we have Stannis. Stannis is stuck in the snow. He is waiting in the snow. He is waiting for snow to not be snow anymore so that he can continue to fight the Boltons. The Boltons are also heading towards him. There's going to be a big battle of ice. It's going to be a thing. Also, side note, I'm going to go from the end of A Dance with Dragons. I know there are some sample chapters of Winds of Winter out there. I'm not going to include that, just it's going to be too complicated. Okay, but along with Baratheons, Shireen Baratheon is alive for right now. You have Melisandre, she's up at the wall, waiting to do some weird magic, possibly with Jon, we don't know. Anyone else? Whatever, it's fine. Oh, Tommen Baratheon, he's still the king for right now. He's short and chubby and little, and he hates beets. Okay, next we have the Tyrells. The Tyrells are not having a great go of it at the moment. Marjorie was recently abducted by the Faith Militant because Cersei had her whole scheme to pin a bunch of false shit on Marjorie, even though Cersei had done a lot of it herself. Not one of her smarter moves, I'll give you that. But anyway, Marjorie was arrested, but then Mace Tyrell showed up with all of his army. They let Marjorie go, and they're waiting for her actual trial to begin. Also, Olenna is partying it up back in Highgarden. She skedaddled after the wedding with Marjorie and Tommen because, I don't need to be in the city anymore. I don't want to be here. Oh, Loras Tyrell is also really injured, possibly. Maybe it's a ruse, but as far as we know, he's injured at the moment. He was tasked with taking Dragonstone by Cersei, and, the quicker he did it, the quicker he could get back, so he went in, guns a-blazing, and he did the thing, but apparently was really injured, so that's the thing. Okay, next we have the Martells. There's a lot happening with them. So, the Martells, we have Doran, the Prince of Dorne. He is starting to, enact his master plan of the Dornish, basically putting the Targaryens back on the throne. Which Targaryen, though, we're gonna see. Then Doran is also sending the Sand Snakes on individual missions. You have Obara being sent to hunt down Gerald Dane, Darkstar, as you've heard me talk about. He, hurt Princess Marcella, and he's running off, so she is running off to go find him. You have Nymeria, who's being sent to claim Dorne's seat on the small council, King's Landing. She's gonna see what mischief she can cause there. Meanwhile, Tyene, who is the bastard child of a Septa, is now disguising herself as a Septa. She's traveling with Nymeria to King's Landing, and she is going to try to infiltrate the High Sparrow and all of the religious, the Faith Militant. That's who it is. Meanwhile, Arianne, who is Doran's daughter and going to be the next Princess of Dorne, she is staying with her father. They have just heard that ships have departed, I think, from Essos. I don't remember which city. Heading to Westeros. They think it's probably Daenerys, but it's not. It's young Griff. Speaking of, young Griff isn't going to be on any of these houses, so I need to remember young Griff is the supposed Aegon Targaryen. Him and Jon Connington have left with the Golden Company. They are invading Westeros. That is a thing. Oh, and then lastly from House Martell, Quentyn Martell, who is Doran's oldest son. He just died. He tried to claim a dragon, one of Daenerys' dragons, and the dragon went, how about fire? And then he didn't make it. Yes, there's theories that he did make it. We're not talking about that. Next, we have House Aaron. Aaron, let's see, who the hell is left? Lysa isn't, John isn't. There's Robert Aaron, little Robin Aaron. He was called Robin in the TV show, Robert in the books. He is slowly being poisoned to death by Littlefinger. So yeah, there's that. The Greyjoys, who I was blocking because who the fuck cares? There's a lot of them. They're doing stuff. Theon has just escaped Winterfell with the fake Arya Stark, and is, they're in a pile of snow, I think. You have, let's see, Victarion, who is sailing to go get Daenerys. Euron has tasked Victarion with bringing Daenerys back to marry Euron, but Victarion's like, I'm gonna marry her instead. because she'll want that. Euron is doing weird eldritch shit. He's starting to like invade the Reach and doing lots of Iron Islanding, whatever. There's Aeron Greyjoy. He's the religious fanatic of those brothers. He's I don't know. He's okay in the Winds of Winter sample chapter. He's been captured by Euron. I couldn't remember where he was at the end of Dance with Dragons. I'm sorry, I'm a hypocrite. Also, you have Asha, Theon's sister. She's Yara in the TV show. She has been captured by Stannis Baratheon, so she's with him. Tully's, are there any of them left? Edmure is being held hostage still, and and then the Blackfish is somewhere. I think he's legitimately missing, and I don't think I'm just forgetting. I think he's missing. Okay, Lannisters. Tyrion is in Essos. He's on his revenge tour. He is traveling, trying to get to Daenerys. I think he has just met up with the second sons. That, militia. What's the word? Sellswords. That's what they are. They're sellswords. Him and Penny and Jorah Mormont. They are all there. Cersei has just done her Walk of Atonement. She's finally gotten back to the castle, and this is the most subdued that she has ever been. It's actually pretty sad. Jaime has just disappeared into the Riverlands. He just disappeared fully. No one knows where he is because the last we saw of him, Brienne showed up. Brienne, who had herself disappeared in the Riverlands, suddenly reappears after somehow escaping Lady Stoneheart. She probably didn't. Lady Stoneheart probably sent her, and Brienne is following those instructions for some reason that we're not sure of. But basically, she went up to Jaime, said, I know where, I think it was Arya Stark is? Or was it Sansa? She said she knew where one of the Stark girls was. Jaime trusts her implicitly and goes off with her, and they have disappeared. Also, bonus at the end of A Dance with Dragons, Kevin Lannister, one of the great Lannisters, he dies. It's a very sad chapter. Varys kills him. Varys, yeah, that's where Varys is. Varys is assassinating Kevin Lannister. He's been gone for like a book and a half at this point, and then he reappears to do that. So you go, Varys. Next, Targaryens. So Daenerys is in the Dothraki Sea. After the fighting pits of Meereen, she got on Drogon. They flew away. In the Dothraki Sea, she's been having basically these like hallucinations. She might have just like lost a child, and I think she's been like drinking not good water, and so she's having like all these visions of people in her life, of her brother, of Jorah, and basically she seems to be going through some kind of like evolution metamorphosis in her psyche. It's honestly a pretty interesting scene. Like obviously like the themes are heavy, but like watching her like basically have this like internal struggle, but with these like manifestations of the people from her life, it's really cool. I guess I could have mentioned Young Griff here. Yeah, Young Griff, another Targaryen, maybe, who knows? It's probably a Blackfire, let's be real. Okay, and now the crazy list. House Stark. So let's see. Bran is in a tree. Bran is learning how to have visions. Bran is tree now. You have Arya Stark. She was blind. She just got her vision back, and I believe she's now like learning how to like use faces. Is very unpleasant. Rickon is on the Cannibal Island still, as far as we know. He's probably turning into a feral wolf child. You go, Rickon. You got life figured out. I don't know what to say. Then you have Sansa Stark. Sansa Stark is pretending to be Littlefinger's bastard daughter in the Vale with Robert Arryn over here. Her name is Elaine at the moment. Littlefinger is being, Littlefinger, he's real creepy around her. But he finally reveals that his plan at the moment is to marry her off to basically the next in line to be the next Lord Arryn, the Lord of the Vale. Because with House Arryn, there's so few people left that you actually like have to go like really far down like that line of succession to find who the next person would be, because it's so convoluted. And that person happens to be like kind of like a lower stature kind of at the moment. And so the plan is to marry her to him, and then Robert Arryn is unfortunately gonna succumb to his many illnesses. Okay, Catelyn Stark is Lady Stoneheart at the moment. She's doing some murderizing in the Riverlands. If you are afraid, if you are a Lannister, do not come across this zombie woman. She will end you. And then finally you have Jon Snow, who has just been poked through with a bunch of holes after he tried to help wildlings one too many times. Oh no, actually, it was because he had just announced that basically he was going to ride down to Winterfell to take out Ramsay Bolton, who had just sent the pink letter threatening him and just everyone. And then after he had announced that and like asked if anyone would join him, he wouldn't force them because obviously like this isn't like a Night's Watch thing strictly. Yeah, it's after that that everyone went like stabby, 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 stabby. I know I've forgotten people. There are so many characters. Y'all know this. I know this. So please tell me in the comments who I forgot, why it pissed you off, and, you know, whatever you want me to make a video on next, okay? I haven't really, like, collected a bunch of comments in a while. Okay, goodbye.